Hey guys, welcome back to Vince-Vell Custom. So today I'm sharing with you a really crazy custom, and I went all out on this one. It is a Black Lantern Wonder Woman from the Sideshow Premium Format Wonder Woman statue. So just to get out of the video right away, I'm just going to kind of show you how I broke down the statue, and then we can get into what I did. So the way I designed it, and normally, you know, I kind of talk about everything else before we get into this, but I just want to show you guys how I break it all down. So Wonder Woman has this piece in the back like this. For her outfit, these kind of flaps, and instead of doing like sculpting it and then breaking it and damage, I designed this one with a magnet. So this piece right here is actually cut from the Sideshow Mystique Adam Hughes one. That's right, the Adam Hughes, and I cut that piece off and I attached it to my sculpt here, and then I made a key with the magnet in there by pushing this in and out with A's. So now this piece just kind of snaps in there perfectly like that. So as you can see, that goes in there really cool. And then what I did was I also did the lantern, which turns on and off. So as you can see, that turns on. We'll put that on right there, so it just fits in there really good, because I wanted to make sure I could break it all down for shipping and everything. And then what I did is I designed the axe, so it goes in here with the hand, and it's a magnetized. So I wanted to make sure that that axe wouldn't hit that, because when I was sculpting in the beginning, I wasn't going to be able to get the axe in there. So I wanted to make sure you put this piece in first, then you could put in the axe, and then you could put that down. And then over here, this is magnetized with the hand. So as you can see, she breaks down pretty well. Alright, now that we got that out of the way, we can kind of go over everything. So what I did is I did a video series on this statue with her hair, on how I sculpted her hair. I also did a video series on how I painted up her skin tone, and I also did another series on resculpting the base that came with her. So be sure to check those out. They're in the video. You can click on the links and you can see how I did all those. So let's kind of break her down and kind of go over everything. So I figured Sideshow was going to do the Red Sun version of Wonder Woman. I figured this version of Wonder Woman you probably would never really ever see, because she's kind of like over and done with the series, because I guess 52 wiped out all that Black Lantern and Green Lanterns and all. I guess, I don't know. I don't even read the comics anymore, because the 52 just doesn't, you know, I don't know what's going on with it, and it's just not the comics I grew up with. So, but I figured it would be kind of cool to see this character in the 3D form in 1/4 scale. So I did my research. I looked online about pictures on her. I saw some action figures. I saw a couple other things here and there. And I kind of came up with my own little middle ground, where I followed as much as I could and kind of did my own little take on some things here and there, and just ran with it. So, really cool. I still love the statue. I think it's a really good design by Sideshow. I had to tweak some things here and there. One of the major things that I tweaked was her nose. I know a lot of people complained about her nose. So we'll turn on the side a little bit, and what I did was, she's got a Roman nose, I guess that's what they sculpted, but what I did is I brought in the arch a little bit more, and I brought up the, I guess you could say, the point of the nose with the nostrils. I gave it more of like an angle up, sort of like, I guess if you look at some actresses where they got, you know, instead of the nose coming down more, it's kind of like comes up a bit. So I just tweaked out the nose a little bit. So I thought that changed a lot once I did that little bit of a tweak. And I did thin it a little bit inside, you know, just here and here, because it was kind of thick going wide, so I thinned it a little bit. I think that little bit of a change just brings out the face a little bit more. And that was pretty much the stuff with the face. Of course, we did the video with the sculpting of the hair. I painted it in a black, and I gave it some of that iridescent blue from Garage Kits, and it gives it a little bit of a sheen. I did all chrome work on her. She has this arm guard on there, and I know a couple of these, well, it's a face guard. I know a couple of them come off the cheek, and I saw some that were kind of hugged to the cheek. And I figured for this purpose I would hug it more, because I kind of like the style a little bit. So I just kind of ran with that. And I wanted the hair to flow around, because I was following that one artwork that I showed in the one video. And I just ran with it. I just had a lot of fun with this statue. As you can see, I really put a lot of effort into it. And man, I tell you, once I put that hair on her, and just her sheer weight, heavy as hell, and really a pain to work on her, while, you know, it's just very difficult. So I had to work from the top, bottom. I had to do all the chrome work. I had to make sure I wouldn't scrape anything. You know, it's very difficult, and just had to be very, very careful with it. Now on her outfit and everything, she had the armor that would go around, so you can see in the back. I kept the armor the way that Sideshow had it, and I just kind of did my own little take on that, just going downwards and everything. One of my mistakes, though, of course I make mistakes, and you always got to kind of work them out. I did all the chrome work on her, but then I forgot about where am I going to put her black lasso, because I guess when she turns into the Black Lantern, her lasso isn't yellow anymore and it's black. So I completely forgot about what I was going to do with it because I really wanted to have it on her. So what I had to do was, I'll get a little bit closer. As you can see, this little piece here, once I did all the chrome work, because that was the first thing I did, I was screwed because I'm like, oh my god, I did all this chrome work, and if I start sanding anything, am I going to be able to have to do it, or am I going to have to do everything over again? I took my time, I drilled in here, I drilled in there, I bent this little piece, and I sculpted it, and I pushed it in, and then I let it sit. The next day I sanded it down, I took my time, and I seamed it up pretty cool, and then once it was all done, I was able to put the lasso around, so it worked out pretty good. But like I said, I make mistakes, nothing's ever perfect, but I just would not let it beat me. I just kept plugging away at this statue. So now one of the other hurdles I had to do was her flaps that are around in front of her crotch and on her butt. Now in the front, I saw a couple drawings where there's 4, I saw a couple drawings where there's 3. I saw an action figure that I guess that was either done by DC Toys or that was customized, I'm not really sure. I think it was 3 flaps or 4, but I like the 3 flap drawings the best. I just thought that they would look better than the 4, so I went with the 3. Now for her crotch, I wanted it to be like, her hair's flowing, oops, sorry about that. Her hair's flowing, and I wanted the flaps to kind of flow underneath, as well as the flaps here kind of flowing outwards. So I wanted that whole flow coming down with the statue and everything, so as you can see with the hair and area. So I thought that would be kind of fun to keep that going and stuff. Alright, so I did one of the biggest customs though of it was breaking her arm. So her arm came outwards like she was holding the spear. So what I did was I chopped it, and then I looked online for a lot of females that have arms sticking out, so I tried to get some kind of a muscle, going with the arm. And I brought the arm out. I put this hand in here. This is a hand from one of those Star Wars premium formats, the one with the white girl. I don't remember. I forget her name. But I had an extra hand from Body of Parts and stuff. So I put that hand in there, and I did give her a Black Lantern ring. Let's see if we can go over here a little bit. It's not going to zoom in. So I tried to sculpt that little Black Lantern symbol on there. It was a little bit difficult, but I did get it to where I wanted it. So then, of course, I did the arm, the arm guards with these arm pieces here, the ones with the leg pieces. Now, I saw a couple leg pieces that had one. Some were split, some were spread apart. I like the idea of having them together, but put a little bit of a mark in between them and then paint some like gray in there. One of my biggest, things about the statue was the leg guards. I guess the knee and shin guards. She had these 5 going down here with the boots, the white boots, and then she had this piece going up here. So I designed my own because the one that was in the comic just would never work because of the way her legs are positioned, and it just could not get it. So I just figured, let me design my own style on those, and I kind of gave it because I guess they were kind of like rounded and then they came down, and I didn't think that would work out too well. So I kind of sculpted more of like an armor that kind of covers the knee a little bit. It was just kind of my own little take on it. I figured I had to find a happy medium, and then I ran with that. Now this is the axe that came with her, and I'm pretty sure you guys see the axe on the exclusive and everything. So what I did was I put A's all over the axe, but then I marked it with pencil, and then I sanded it all down. And then once it was all sanded down, I shaded it down like I was actually scoring a knife. Like I would take emery sandpaper and I would score it, sand it, and I would get my point. And then after that, I scored it a little bit, so it gives a little bit more of a roughness, and then I sculpted the symbol on. But I kept their axe, though, basically the same axe she came with. Of course, I chromed out the pieces here and all that, and ran with it. So, like I said, I really went all out on this thing. I really wanted to bring the statue to life and just kind of have fun with it. And of course, you could watch the video of how I did the base instead of me going all over it in this video. And you can also see how I painted it up and everything. I added the skulls. I added the, like she killed a couple Green Lanterns with like, pearlized in there. Then when you turn on the light, you get that little bit of a light going and everything. And then one of the last touches was adding some blood, just adding some blood on here. Now, a really cool thing that I discovered with the axe is I chromed out the axe, and then I used Tamiya, well, God, I always get the name mixed up, whatever. I used that smoke clear, and then what I did is I cleared it out, and what it did is it gave, instead of having this bright chrome that's on her bracers and armor, it gave me like a more of a metallic metal chrome, like a deeper chrome. So then what I did after that is I sprayed the Duplicolor clear on it, but what happened was it reacted to it, and it started giving this weird texture. But the happy mistake was, as you can see that texture on there, the little spotting, I thought that was pretty cool. I was like, wait a second, it gives the axe like it's kind of worn down a little bit. So I left it. I was like, you know what, I'm going to leave that on there because it gives it like some life to it instead of like a perfectly chromed out axe that's never been used yet. So I left it on there, and then once I added the blood, I thought it came together pretty well. So we did some heavy blood on one edge, a little bit on the other, and then we did the blood on the lantern. So, yeah, so that's pretty much the, Black Lantern. I did the video on the whole skin tone, basically 3 colors, because she's kind of like, I guess, dead, or, death, basically, and I didn't want to, run with it all, just going crazy skin tones and all that. Just black with a little bit of metallic mixed in for the outfit. Your basic white. I didn't go crazy with any pearl whites, just wanted flat white just to give, the way it is. The boots are a little bit different though because the boots were kind of glossed out. I know some pictures showed it that all the boots were chromed out. Some pictures seemed like they were white. I like the idea that they were white boots with a metallic shin guard than basically all metal boots. I didn't like the idea that they were all metal. I figured white boots would kind of work out with the outfit a little bit more too. So like I said, it's kind of my take on it, but still trying to follow the comic as much as possible. And of course for the face, I chromed out the eyes and gave her black lipstick, and didn't go crazy with the eyeshadow, just a little bit of it. It's just Payne's grays with the rest of the outfit. I didn't want her being like, all dolled up or anything, because she is pretty much a Black Lantern. Oops, a little bit blurry there, sorry about that. And there you go. That is the Black Lantern. A lot of tweaks to the arm, outfit. Really tried to make it a whole new statue, but still following the, leg up and, with the base. And just kind of transformed it. But now, with the arm forward, she can fit in the Besta case now next to other statues. She's not taking up the whole entire thing. Actually, I don't even think Wonder Woman would fit in the Besta cases, if you have it with 3 slots. The way she's originally designed, which she's huge and the arm's all out. Now, this statue can actually be put into the Besta with other statues. And there you go. So we'll kind of give you a nice little bit turn on her again so you can see everything. Like this is a regular just rope that's got kind of like a wax to it. I just made sure I could wrap it around, and I made sure it was all even. So this way it still can come out, but it's also pretty tight in here too, so it's really not going to move as much. But for shipping, this comes off, that comes off, the other hand comes off, the lantern comes off. And so, I had to recut the foam and just ran with it. So there you go. There is my Black Lantern Wonder Woman. And really can't give you guys that much of a booty shot this time. Kind of did in the beginning, but we'll kind of give you a little booty shot over there. And there you go. So hopefully you guys liked the way she came out. I had a lot of fun. Thanks for watching all the other videos, and we'll see you guys next time.